Hi. So today, obviously, we're big fans of the NHL. Many of you know that. It's not hidden information. There's a whole series last year for us going to the playoffs. So this year, unfortunately, we're not in the playoffs, but we do have a bracket challenge. So you're going to watch us fill out that. Well, I don't know if the others have, but I will. So, start here. Which team do you think will win now? I think St. Louis will win. Okay. And then, I think the Jets, let's look at the analytics. Like, see, 114-96 season points. But, like, they're close games, like, goals per game. Goals, they have goals, like, a little more goals against, obviously. The power play, like, penalty kill, but I think St. Louis will. Clutch up and win. Actually, St. Louis had a struggling season, but I'm gonna play our first. They had a great season, but I think they will choke to St. Louis. Like, playoff St. Louis in the wild card last time did go under the radar for a lot of people, so I'll go for them. I'll pick the underdog. You know what? Let's be interesting. I'll pick the underdog. Dallas and Avs. The Avs will win. Without a doubt. I think the Avs will win. Oh. Minnesota and Vegas. Vegas will win that. Kings and Oilers, and I think the Oilers take that. So St. Louis will take it in 6. So we'll be close, but we'll take it in 6, and that'll be an OT. That 6 game will be an OT. Avs will take it in 5. Vegas will take it in 5. Actually, no, Vegas will take it in 6. And Oilers will take it in 5. 100%. That's how I see it. Let's go to the East. Toronto will win 100%. And then I think Florida takes it over Tampa. Ooh. I think Florida takes it barely. Like, it's gonna be a stretch of a game. 100%. It's gonna be a hard game. Capitals take it over the Habs, unfortunately. And then the Canes will take it. The Canes will actually start with Toronto. Toronto will take it in 6. Actually, Toronto will take it in 6. If it does go to 7, Ottawa's gonna win. Florida will take it in 7. Washington's taking it in 5. And Carolina will take it in 6. 5. No, they'll take it in 6. Yeah, oh my god, they're taking it in 5. Okay, Toronto and Florida. So with Capitals. The Capitals will take it. Actually, no. The Canes will take it. The Canes are better overall, yeah. The Canes will take it. And then, I think it is Toronto's here. I think Toronto takes it. I just want to see Ryan Reeves win the cup, I can't lie to you. And then I think the Avs take the St. Louis game, and the Oilers beat the Vegas Golden Knights. So these are our final 4. The Colorado Avalanche, the Edmonton Oilers, Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Carolina Hurricanes. And I think Edmonton takes it, and Toronto takes it. And we have a Canadian showdown. And I think Toronto wins the cup. Predict the total amount of goals in the Stanley Cup Final Series. Total amount of goals. So I think the first game will end 4-2. That's 6. Second game. You know what? I'm just gonna say 24. Actually, no, I'm gonna go 23 because Jordan's number. You know, I don't know why. I think it'll be competitive. But I think Toronto takes it. Let's see what the other guys say. Okay, have they done it? But I can check. Yeah, I can check my leagues. Puck drop. Huh? Where's everyone? Oh, I'm the one who's done it. Actually, you know what? You know what? I'm switching it. I don't think Edmonton could beat the Avs. Yeah, I think the Avs take it, and then Toronto still wins though. You know what? I'm also changing this to like 36. Yeah, changing 36. It's gonna be high scoring. I really hope a Canadian team brings home the cup, even if it's the Maple Leafs. Like, I would take Winnipeg to take it, but I think Winnipeg's going to be out the first round. Toronto obviously has a history of being out in the first round, but I think they'll push this year. And that's kind of biting me now. You know what? Fuck it. We're not in the league. I don't care. This is my bracket. Why not? Why not? This is my bracket now. I've lost my voice. I know. I can't talk properly. I've lost my voice. It hurts. So, yeah. Peace. And yeah, when the other guys update it, they'll be here. Hopefully this video is released by tomorrow. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Games start on Saturday. Along with the WWE thing. So, catch you later.
For my playoff bracket, I have Toronto beating Ottawa in 6. I think it was 6. I don't even know. I can't remember anymore. I just think Ottawa's been out of the playoffs for too long, and I don't know, the Leafs have experience. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Leafs. Battle of Florida, I have Tampa. I think Tampa's a dark horse this year. I don't think people are talking about them enough. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I got Tampa in, what was it, 7? 7, yeah. Washington and Montreal, I got Washington in 6, I think it is. No further comment. Carolina the Devils, I have Carolina in 6. Yet again, no further comment. The Jets and Blues, I have the Blues winning in 7. Because I said it last year and I'm going to say it again. The Jets are frauds. I don't care if they will win President's trophies and they got Connor hella shit in the net. So I'm going with the Blues. Dallas and Colorado, I think Colorado beats Dallas in 7. I think I think Pete DeBoer is maybe the problem, maybe not, I don't know, but I don't think they're ready yet. Vegas and Minnesota, I think Vegas should win that in 6. Yeah, 6, no further comment. And I think this is the year the LA Kings beat the Edmonton Oilers in 7.
Alright, we got the NHL playoffs. Winnipeg, St. Louis, Winnipeg. Dallas and Colorado, Colorado. Las Vegas and Minnesota, Las Vegas. LA Kings and Edmonton, Kings. And between Winnipeg and Colorado, Winnipeg. Kings and Vegas, Vegas. Between Winnipeg and Vegas, Vegas. Alright. So on to the eastern side. Toronto and Ottawa. Toronto. Tampa Bay and Florida. Florida. Washington and Washington's gonna beat Montreal. Carolina, New Jersey, Carolina. Okay, Toronto and Florida, Florida. Washington and Carolina, Carolina. What happening? Florida and Carolina, Florida. And I'm going with the Panthers doing it all.
Hello everyone. I believe this year the Colorado Avalanche will win the Stanley Cup. And that's not saying just because I'm an Avs fan or anything, but it's because I think they have the most well-rounded team. And I feel like whoever wins the Dallas and Colorado playoff series will probably win the Stanley Cup. Them or the Tampa Bay Lightning. For reference to my bracket, My first round selections were Winnipeg over St. Louis, which seems kind of self-explanatory. The Avalanche over the Dallas Stars. The Stars lost their best defenseman and their best forward coming into the playoffs. The Avalanche are ready to take control of that Central Division. Next we have the Vegas Golden Knights and the Minnesota Wild. I think the Knights have that. Knights have that in the bag. Fleury's former team, but I don't think Fleury's gonna play anyways. Not that it matters because Vegas has been really hot team all season long. I think they'll get past the Minnesota Wild at least. As for the Oilers and Kings, I'm expecting an upset. Well, maybe not an upset in terms of how the bracket's formed, but an upset in terms of fan perception. I think this year's LA's year. For the East, we have Toronto and Ottawa. I think Ottawa's gonna win it. The Leafs, the Leafs don't exactly have a winning culture in their team. The core four is not going to do much. I think Mitch Marner is going to throw the puck over the glass again, and the Sens have Linus Ullmark. That's their prime playoff experience right there. As well as being able to play on the big stage, it's going to be a huge thing for them. I think they're going to be someone like those Vancouver Canucks for last year. They're probably going to replicate something like that. Also the Leafs got the EA Sports curse, so they're kind of cooked in that regard. Next would be the Tampa Bay Lightning and Florida Panthers. I think the Lightning doing it. However, if Florida wins, I will not be surprised. Florida does have a few key injuries on their roster though, so I do feel like Tampa has the edge in terms of health and their vast experience in these playoffs. Next we have Washington and Montreal. I'm sorry, Canadiens fans, but I don't think they're gonna get past the Capitals. Ovechkin obviously went past Gretzky's mark, and it shows no sign of stopping from here after a 44 goal campaign. Pretty good for someone who's pushing 40. As for the Canadiens, sure, they have experience playing the finals, but when you look at the overall roster, I think the Capitals do have an edge in that. They were really close to the President's Trophy, but they didn't get it. Whereas the Canadiens, they just came in on a wildcard team after playing basically the Chicago Wolves. So, those who don't know the Wolves, that's like the Carolina Hurricanes AHL team. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna look bright for Montreal in that sense. I think Capitals do have that series tied up in like 5. Finally, we have the Devils playing the Hurricanes. And this is the healthy Carolina Hurricanes we're talking about. They are going to decimate a fractured New Jersey Devils team, especially without Jack Hughes on that team. Without Hughes, I don't think the Devils are going to go anywhere. That's my first round predictions. In the second round, we have the Jets and the Avalanche. Now here, I think it's going to be kind of like that. It's going to be kind of like a rematch of last year's first round between the Jets and Avs. However, I think the Avalanche still come on top. Things with the Jets, they don't seem to perform well in the playoffs. I don't know what it is about them, but I don't think they're gonna get past. I don't think they're gonna get past that Colorado team. Not if Mackenzie Blackwood decides to play like Darcy Kemper. And then we have the Golden Knights and the LA Kings. I think the Knights take that. I mean, if the Kings perform very well enough in the few games they have at home, then they could push it to 7, but I think the Golden Knights take it easily. Finally, we have, and then on the East, actually, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Ottawa Senators. I don't think the Senators will be able to push past the Lightning. The Lightning are way too deep. They know their game plan very well. Atlantic Division stuff. I think the Lightning easily take that, and then we have the Capitals taking on the Hurricanes. Now, this is going to be a really good series to watch. I think the Washington Capitals will take it. For the Capitals, they have a lot going for them. The Canes, Rantanen didn't really work out, and they traded Natchez for Rantanen back then, and Rantanen went to the Dallas Stars. Yeah, it's not going to look too hot for Carolina. I think they'll only get past New Jersey for this playoff run. That brings us to our conference finals now, and we have the Avalanche and the Vegas Golden Knights. For this series, it's going to be a really good series, a very close-knit series, but I think the Colorado Avalanche do take this one. The Golden Knights, I think they're both very similar teams. However, I think Colorado just has the edge in goal scoring. And just general scoring, I think the Avalanche take that one by a mile. No pun intended. And then for the East, we have we have Washington and Tampa. I think Tampa takes that one for sure. Washington, very, very deep team. I do respect Washington, but I think Tampa has the better team overall. I think Tampa has the easiest run to the Stanley Cup final that we've seen in a while. And then finally, of course, Tampa, Colorado, 2022. I think the Avalanche will be the only team to take down Tampa Bay and win the Stanley Cup this year. Their teams are similar. I think McKinnon will definitely light up Vasilevsky. I think they've got a similar team as the 2022 team, maybe a little weaker, but I don't think they're weak enough to lose to Tampa. Not a best of 7. I think the Avs take it. Thank you.